Hello everybody, I just spent a while trying to check which number I was on. I think the last one I published, as far as I can tell, was 29. I definitely remember doing a 30. So I think this is where we are. Been a while since I've done one of these. So for anyone who doesn't know, the aim with this is to go as far as you can get, as many achievements, everything like that, without being smashed and without using anything that equips to your character at all. Basically meaning that the only thing we're allowed to use out of these 5 things here are consumables. Which means you've got to basically get through all of the Van Gardens, except possibly the Spider Queen, using nothing but your fists. From there it gets a little bit easier, you can buy some consumables, and from that point onwards the aim is to get to Crux Prime, to get yourself some more powerful consumables, and to get the big one. You also want to pick up heart flags where you can along the way, so what I will probably be thinking about doing, so I did a run previously, I don't remember if this was, I think this probably was 29, I think this was what I put on the channel. And I found that what I really wanted to get in this run was the barbecue chicken wing, because the barbecue chicken wing gives you 5 health points and heals you by 5 health points. Maybe it's 10. Don't remember. I think it's probably 10 actually. Wow, I can't believe I mucked that up. But yes, so the aim was to get there for Crux Prime. However, by the time I reached Crux Prime, which I didn't do Deathless, but which was definitely doable Deathless. By the time you reach Crux Prime, the aim was to... have... Well, the reason we were going to Crux Prime was for the sake of getting those. However, you can't have got those. You can't get those by the time you go to Crux Prime if you go to Crux Prime directly, because you don't have enough use score. So the aim is instead going to be, this time I'm going to take a longer route to Crux Prime. Actually, I realise it is actually worth doing missions and picking up use score here, given this is a pretty safe place to pick up use score. There's not tons, but you might as well whilst you're here. So we're just gonna take something of the long route through all of these, but do all of these. Yes, I'm organising those. Don't ask me why, it's not like it actually makes any difference. And it's not like I actually am ever going to really care about what my rockets are, and whether or not they're nicely organised. I also don't ever remember which is the rocket you can only get from these platforms at the back. I want to say it was the yellow one. I want to say I haven't got it, but the issue is I don't remember. This also, I guess, isn't as much of a problem because I can buy the rocket parts, and I can buy the rocket parts entirely safely. The issue is I really, if I can avoid it, don't want to have to do Return to Venture Explorer, because Return to Venture Explorer is possibly one of the worst things you can do in a hardcore LU run, because you're fighting Hammerstromlings, and Hammerstromlings just do a large amount of damage when they hit you. I think it's 3 damage, and you can get swarmed relatively easily. They're not too hard to fight once you have armor to tank, but they're annoying, and I haven't developed any strategies for safely taking them out. I'm reasonably certain you could do just fine by baiting them, running off, but I don't really want to risk it. The time for risking things comes at the point of getting barbecue blast hot dogs, basically. Not barbecue blast hot dogs. I want to say this every time, because that's normally the only item I would ever reference in a video, and I'd reference it because barbecue blast hot dogs are a great way of getting everlasting hiccup tablets, which are one of the easiest everlasting items to get, and they give you everlasting imagination. they've got a short cooldown, restore 3 imagination, and you can use them whilst running, use them whilst jumping. Very nice. What I think the aim I'm going to go for, I think I might do a couple of these runs. I might put a couple of these runs out. I might stream them. Don't know if I'll do that. So should have been paying attention. But the aim I think I'm going to go for is going for Butterscorch. That is not the aim of the Hardcore OU challenge per se, but I think that's a good aim. If I can make it to Butterscorch, then I'm reasonably confident that I could, in theory, do much of the rest of the game. I won't have done it, but I'd be reasonably confident I could, and I have a character that was a pretty long way along, so somewhat makes sense. Let's go for that. I'm really loving going through Adventure Explorer, having nothing weird going on. Like, I can just kind of live my life normally. Not running backwards. I can see where I'm going. I can move my mouse without the screen exploding. It's all lovely. All lovely. So yeah, that's the aim for today. It's nothing very difficult. At least in principle. The thing is, it's just pulling it off in practice that's hard. And when I fail, because inevitably I will, I'm going to go and I'm going to just do more practice, work on more tactics, etc. Standard things I do when I fail, because I'm honestly out of practice with these runs, and getting back in practice wouldn't be a bad idea. You'll also notice how, as always, I start out by trying to 100% stuff, and then I'm now suddenly not caring about the binoculars, etc. And the reason for that is partially because I'm lazy, but also partially because the ones in VE, if you miss them, are unobtainable. Well, I mean, they're obtainable, but it's risky. So this area used to be I used to have a bad history with this area in Hardcore OU runs. However, the thing is, as long as you run into that back area there, nothing can actually hit you. Oh, sorry, nothing actually hit you, but the stuff that can hit you is very, very... There are only 2 things that can hit you. I'm not going to go now, because I know they're all going to pass fine to me. Okay, one of them didn't. One of them tried to and got shot. Nice. So, classic spear gang. Move away so I don't accidentally smash any of those things. I'd probably keep going if I did, and I'm sure we could argue as a community that, yeah, that's fine, but I really don't want to risk, like, if I do one of these runs and actually have it successfully go a really long way, I really, really want that to count, you know? You're going to walk towards me? No, you're not. Huh. Come on, Earth. Auto. Why does auto aim sometimes not turn you around? Most of the time it does more than you would like it to. And then there are the occasional times where it's just like, no, I will ignore you. I'm amazed that guy was able to shoot me. Okay, let's be a little bit more careful than perhaps I'm being. Nice, not bad. Nothing interesting, so I'll leave those as spare health points I can pick up later. Ah, yay, we've picked up weapons we can use. Sorry, I've got to remember I can double click these. If I want to unequip them. Oh, okay, that's actually something I want. How did that hit me? I mean, I kind of know the answer to that. But anyway. Oh, I'm concerned with this. Itself, this lag. It's not something you want to see, because if the server thinks I'm further back than I am, or the server thinks I've stopped moving, that's a very quick way to die. It's always there's no actual necessity to go through this quickly, but it doesn't hurt to do like the basic stuff we can do to speed things up. Oh, that's right at the bottom. You can tell it's been a little while since I've done this, despite the fact that I actually go for the same strats every single time I do a run in Vanguard, and so I really shouldn't have known it was there. And then get as many of these as I can carry, because we'll need them, and get a couple of Quixicles. Well, I guess we'll get 3 Quixicles. And you can see up in the top corner there, coins have managed to desync between the server and me, which happens semi-regularly on DLU. I believe it's related to coins from achievement rewards. No, I'm over here. Stop running that way. This is what's known as stupidity. That's always a bad move to do, what I just did there, but did it, and it didn't turn out badly. And the thing is, bad moves are allowable right at the start of the run, because if I muck up at the start of the run, that's fine, I haven't lost anything. If I muck up significantly later on in the run, then I've lost an hour, say's worth of progress. So we're going to go through here quickly as possible, pick up the heart flag. This is one of the reasons I've got the Quixicles. Shouldn't need them. There's no reason I should, but just in case, doesn't hurt to have them, or it doesn't hurt to use them. Can run through, just about to run out of Quixicles, there we are. But, ooh, oh, did you? I got lucky there. Lucky that, I don't know if you noticed, but one of those ran into the rock and could potentially have smashed. No, could not have smashed me. Had it run into the rock and managed to get 2 attacks off on me, then it could have smashed me. Or had it run into the rock and one of its friends followed behind, then it could have smashed me. But no attack by a Spiderling does enough damage to one-hit smash you. Their most powerful attack does 3 damage. I don't know why I like the enemies being this slow, if I'm honest. But when I don't know, I like my computer lagging out the way it just did. Whilst I'm as close to here as I am, I'm going to go for these as a way to regen health. As long as it's not urgent, I might as well conserve health kits. But I should have health kits on my hotbar. You guys should be pathfinding to me, why aren't you? It's a bit better. As long as none of them hit me out of the air, that's fine. And it was safe to do that because I did have those on my hotbar. I mean, inevitably I'd been too slow, actually, knowing me, so I possibly shouldn't have done that, but in theory, at any rate, that could be fine. Don't normally go down this area. I feel it gets a bit risky sometimes. Oh, well, I'm definitely not continuing to go down that area. See how quickly we can go that. Nice. Just continue continue smashing things because we need, well, something we will get by the time we get there anyway is a Vanguardian. But, I mean, we want it. A pod rocket. Or a pod rocket part, rather. Nice. And we just indefinitely smash things, more or less. There we are, Vanguardian. Nice. So that gives us five firecrackers. Now, we wouldn't need those in a live LU. In live LU, I don't think anyway. Basically in live LU, the spiderlings, there are other ways to handle them. But DLU is not live accurate in the Spider Queen at the moment, and is in fact harder. The Spider Queen herself isn't harder. Well, it might be, but regardless, the Spider Queen's reasonably easy in terms of strategy. The only difference is the spiderlings. Or the only difference that's important for Hardcore U are the spiderlings, because they hurt. Their AI is weird and different for some reason. Nobody knows why. I mean, I'm assuming someone actually probably does, but oh, hello. Wow. That one's going to run at me from behind. Yep, there we are. And yeah, so I know I've completed the mission, but yeah, just keep going through here. Grind as many Maelstrom bricks as we can, because we'll need 15 and we won't get any during survival. Spear gang. Huh. The enemies are definitely feeling slower today than normal. Oh, you notice one of the syncing issues that... hello. I was hoping that would ship first. Okay, and that was the concerning bit, because you noticed I'd already smashed that... oh, that was a bad dodge. I'd already smashed the Stromling on my screen and it did damage afterwards, which again suggests client-server not exactly on the same page, which again is risky in a run like this, which requires me to have a lot of control over my character at all times. Again, I don't like that they aren't responding to me. Like, I know it seems good. I know it seems like they're ignoring me, but what it really means is I don't know what's going on the server. And it's kind of like playing a slightly different game, slightly blindfolded. Like I'm playing chess with a friend, but we have both been given slightly different boards. Not that I'd be good enough to play chess to notice the difference. And yeah, this is the official most tedious part of any LU challenge, any LU run. But there we are, that's the final brick. So I don't need to smash this, but just smash it for safety. Oh, and then I get 2 at the end, of course. Leave this down, because he'll smash more things, which will mean more achievements. Of course, another brick, another brick. See no way of getting past this mission. Actually, I really don't actually need to do anything in preparation for survival, and so I was going to sell stuff before survival so that I could buy more health kits, but the thing is, I'm actually concerned that I might be able to be hit through the wall here. But yeah, I won't need health kits for survival. I can dodge just fine without them, and what will happen, well, what might happen is I might get like equipment during survival as a reward. This, for what it's worth, this is not a stand here and you won't be hit bug. Although maybe, so I can, yeah. So the idea behind standing here is that ideally I'll have these guys actually kick me out of bounds. I know that I can sit here and I won't be aggroed by anything other than the mechs, if I manage to stay there, that is. This is actually... I shouldn't have had a health kit there, but... oh. There we are. And let's... there we are. I'm amazed how many things suddenly appeared and attacked me. Because those shots by the mechs only do 1 damage, I'm fairly certain. So I'm confused as to how I died so quickly, because 2 mechs can't attack that fast. But so the one most interesting bug that is still up for grabs at the moment, this is it's the only bug I can think of which has the potential for, like, for getting, it's the only, aside from really precise, really accurate spring jumping to maintain height and super jumping to gain height, it's the only bug I can think of that in theory at least would actually be able to gain the player height and could potentially gain the player more height than either of those methods, or could be used with those methods, is the ability to stand on an energy blast you've been shot with. It's one of the weirder bugs. But yeah, it turns out that when the player, and we're fairly certain this isn't a DLU only bug. Obviously, I've said that before, and I've been wrong before, but we don't think it is. And basically what happens is occasionally when the player gets shot by something, if they're going at just the right speed, or it somehow get hit in just the right way, I think it's speed related, and they will temporarily stand on an invisible platform in the air. I know I was farming, I was on a Paradox account using Space Marauder to farm Horsemen in Cavalry Hill, and it was doable repeatedly there. I know I've since done it with other enemies in other ways. There seems to be a small physics... there seems to be a small physics sneeze, it would appear. There seems to be a small physics volume that basically... well, not physics volume, physics object that appears when you get shot by something, and that's really weird. I don't know why it happens. Maybe it's got something to do with how the game detects physics. Maybe it's a kind of hacky method to check collisions on the client side or something, but I don't think they are really checked on the client side. But maybe if they were, maybe the game spawned something in to handle that. Whatever it is, these objects temporarily exist, and you can interact with them, you can collide with them, you can, in theory, at least jump off of them. And this is really powerful because it is very, very rare in LU that you can create something you can stand on. Or you can move something you can stand on. Virtually the entire game, all of the collision hitboxes are pretty much static. The only real exception to this are enemies, but they're kind of quite hard to stand on, and their hitboxes, oddly enough, they're shaped as though the devs wouldn't want you to stand on them, which I know sounds like a really obvious thing, but like I'm fairly certain Stromling hitboxes do not have the same hitboxes that the player, for instance, has. And why that would be, I don't know. But a player hitbox for it, well, so here's the thing, the player physics, I guess, you would never... maybe the actual physics files are in some sense different, I don't know. But I'm fairly certain they're both Havoc physics files. Everything's slow and I don't like it. Yeah, so I think they're both Havoc physics files, so it should be the same. But yeah, whilst players can't jump on top of players, obviously players can jump on top of Stromlings, and you will if you could jump on top of another player, you would collide with them. Whereas when it comes to jumping on top of a Stromling, if you could collide with another player, then you'd be able to stand on top of them. At least I'm fairly certain. The images I've seen of the player's physics object suggest that would be the case. Really should have used the healing banana, but anyway. It's fine, doesn't really matter. And haven't done this in a while, but post Spiderling update, this is easy. I don't think I did that the optimal way, but it doesn't really matter. That's the nice thing about that update. And that seemed to go relatively well, so try that again. Dodge. Okay, won't dodge the first shot, but then again, if I can not dodge the first shot but still end up at the same time as I had last time, I'm happy. Because last time, obviously, it went quite well for me. I believe what you could do is be really... No, I'm not going to go for that one. I'm going to wait for a respawn. I believe what you could do is be really clever and time them a little better, so you attack just as you see them preparing to attack. The only thing I'm less confident of is being able to attack just before the lunge. However, if you can get them with consistent timings and be in consistent places, then you know the AI will always do the same thing. Except when it doesn't. Again, that was more of a caution heal than anything else. I could have run away, but no sense risking it. This I dislike because Dark Spiderlings have 15 health. I did 2 damage earlier. Which meant I wasn't doing it in a set of 3s. Which means I just spend slightly longer than I would ideally. Realistically, it's never going to make much difference. But that will be true right up until the second I die to a Spiderling attack. Yep. And you can hear my poor Alt key being ground to a pulp. Yeah, so I'm going to try and go back through now and actually kind of... Because someone asked me a question on stream the other day, and I realised I didn't know the answer to it, and I really should have done. Like, it's kind of my thing. as to what wasn't implemented on DLU at the moment. And honestly, I've been so caught up enjoying all the new content that I've forgotten to do what is probably important to many of you, which is keep track of what isn't implemented so we know how close the server is to completion. One of the reasons why I think I have lost track is because, well, it used to be really easy to keep track of all the things because, like, there'd be really obvious stuff. It would come up to it, the answer would always be really obvious because I'd, like, walk up right at the start of a run and be like, ah, yes, this doesn't work. And the issue now is, of course, it takes a lot longer to reach something that actually isn't implemented. The first thing I can think of not being implemented is Cannon Cove. That is, I think, the first thing on the quest chain at the moment that isn't implemented that you need to use a workaround for. There are other things you come across, such as these. Wow, I really, really wasted that health kit. Well, I possibly didn't. I don't know. I didn't look closely enough to see what hearts I would have gotten. If not, I would have refilled them, but normally waiting would probably have been a better policy there. Let's head out. Used more health kits now than I'd like to, but it doesn't really matter because this is the main point in the game where we use health kits. The later parts, the later fights we like really need to do in the game, health kits won't help us too much. They'll help us a bit, but not loads. Because, for instance, so the only place I can think of that where they'd really help is in fighting Ronin in Spin Valley. Oh wait, you also... I don't remember what strategy I came up with for fighting the Horseman. I guess probably just run away. Please don't anything hit me whilst I'm here. Because I'm stunned, I can't use a healing kit. And it is possible on the current version of DLU for stuff to walk through and damage me there. But yeah, so the idea basically is go through, do all of the missions required to get to Crux Prime. Don't go to Crux Prime. Go to Pet Cove. Basically for the reason that what I'd really like to do is if I'm going to lose the run, I'd like to lose it as soon as possible so that I don't waste too much time on the particular run. Which is always the ideal. So it would be nice if I could pack all the risky elements of the run right into the beginning, but unfortunately that's not how LU's done, because, well, Avant Gardens is a tutorial world. Largely, anyway. I guess one could argue whether or not the Spider Queen's tutorial. Probably not. I guess, yeah. Avant Gardens is part tutorial world, part advertisement for not being free to play. Wow, it's amazing how fast I can do that when I don't have my screen doing something strange. Or, arguably, it's amazing how little my screen has to do for me to be unable to pull that off. I need one more. Fairly certain this quick builds 3 imagination. I forget those 2 extra damage. Fairly certain they're not meant to do that much, but it is enough that if I muck up, I could actually die on the monument. Well, I'd need to muck up twice in a row, but this is me. That's doable. That's very doable. I also had a little bit of a misplay. I forgot to sell stuff when I was back over by Clauset a minute ago, so I'll need to run back there and do that. Oh yeah, I totally forgot to finish picking up all the hearts. Can I... Pro gamer strat to get to the heart flag. Where else are the heart flags I need to get? Just this one and the one on the end of the road, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. Imagination brick time. Nice. And this is where I take my leave from the quest chain to quickly go talk to Clauset. And the one thing I began to realise the other day is that actually money could get tight in this run. It doesn't get tight early on because you're not spending it on any gear, but if you go far enough and you're buying lots of the barbecue chicken wings, money actually could get quite tight. Prismatic baseball cap. Always feel very sad throwing that one out, but obviously can't use it. Prismatic, no, let's keep this. Prismatic baseball cap, undeniably best item in the game. Aside from maybe the prismatic wrench, or the mosaic jester cap, or actually a lot of the mosaic pieces, I guess. Do all of them? No, is it just the mosaic jester cap? Maybe the wand changes colour as well. Oh, and the shoulder pads, I guess, probably do. Oh, why didn't I get rid of those? I don't care. That's 12 coins. I can make back 12 coins. Not the largest expenditure I could have. Fully imaginationed up. Wait, did I get one armor polish from the stuff I smashed? Or did I just not use one? I think I got one from the stuff I smashed. Yes, you just got a serious instance of rapid ninja key presses.jpg. So, okay, so I guess a better time to have gone back would have been now, because given that I have to jump down now anyway. Yeah. Okay, one thing I like is that that just lines up, like you're at the right height when you're there to pick up the flag. They didn't need to do that, but it just makes life easier. Wow, I'm bad. And to anyone, wait a second, have I been getting... Had I still not gotten the achievement for... Oh no. Okay, let's pretend I'm paying more attention and knew that I just got the final heart flag rather than thinking I got it a minute ago. Okay, so we got 5 health. 5 health makes this boss fight a lot easier. It wasn't necessarily It makes the Spider Queen bit easier. It doesn't make the other bit any easier. Because if you get hit by a 3 damage attack from one of the spiders and you haven't desynced them, you'll probably get hit from both. I wasn't paying any attention there. Don't care about those. We love the everlasting hiccup tablets. Hiccup tablets I could more or less give or take. Should really turn up the music relative to these noises. Relative to sound effects, because music significantly. I should also have healed up in advance. That's going to hit me. No, it won't. Okay. It's fine. This will give me... No, it won't. Huh. Do this all over again. Yeah, the thing that's going to be really hard to workshop strats for... so I normally do like a lap just to get a feel. The thing that's going to be really hard to workshop strats for is Ninjago. So the rules are that when you get down to 3 HP, you run away. However, fortunately, I'm now on 5. Normally 3 HP would be quite the constraint. I guess actually I should have done that right away. Given, yeah. I also didn't go and get myself more health kits. This could actually get tight in terms of health. I mucked that up. Yeah, okay, so rules I need to remember for Spider Queen is always you don't need to use a health kit. Ooh, that was actually close. You don't need to use a health kit until you get down to 3 health, but you should use it as soon as possible when you get down to 4 if you have one available, just so that the charge up is there ready for when you do get down to lower health. And I don't have Quixicles. Significantly underprepared for this battle as it happens. Where's the other one? Okay, the other one's there. Should be able to only aggro the one, if I'm careful. Let's get these here. Okay, do I still have... As long as I have just the one aggros, I'm fine to fight it with my hands, which saves more powerful stuff for later on. And this will be fine. There we are. Ooh, hello. That was a fast attack. I can actually move. Why can I not move? Oh, great. I'm inside. I'm clipped inside. This isn't actually great. And it's not terrible. I don't know how I'm clipped inside. And working out how I got clipped inside would be a really interesting thing to know. Because clips are always interesting. I've just got to be careful on a health kit, or I've got to use health kits when I can, and just hope I can make her jump away. in time, which I should be able to do. This isn't the first time this has happened in a run. But it does make it significantly more stressful. Hang on, gotta be near the ends. I'm also missing on half my attacks, which isn't good. Really is not ideal. Do not want to be in this position and missing half the time. I should be able to fix that by consistently running backwards and holding right click, which is what I'm now doing, but I didn't realise I was missing the rest of them. Okay, run away, but hopefully as I run away, catch a glimpse of... Why do I... Okay, those three. Hoping that one at the... This probably isn't doable. Okay, why do they... That's... Okay, I'm gonna try and go around the edge, because I think that one's far enough that if I get there, I won't aggro it. However, I will probably aggro the other one. I think all three are going to end up aggroed on me, unless I'm really good. Okay, no, I somehow managed to not aggro the other one. That's amazing. Where is the other? Okay, the other one's there. Okay, as long as I'm clever about this, this should be free. This is really, really nice. It means I haven't had to use any of these. This is like actually the ideal run, but you can see their AI is a little bit weird there. What actually happens is that they will move forward to your position and will then stop moving to do an attack. They'll move forward to your position very, very, very quickly, then will stop to do an attack, will then, once they finish that attack, teleport forward to you again. The issue is that the time it takes them to move into an attack is the same. As long as they are all in the same place, they will all move into the same attack at the same time, and so basically they have a tendency to get clumped up. And when they're clumped up, well, they may or may not have a tendency to get clumped up, and either way they can be quite hard to deal with. Not easy to... You can quite often want them to get clumped up, because if they're clumped up you can use firecrackers on them. And so a while ago I did develop strategies for clumping them up, but conversely... and the main reason you want to do that is because you're stunned for a second whilst using the firecracker. If you're stunned and they're nearby, they'll basically just teleport to you, and when they teleport to you, they'll, because you'll be stunned and you'll not be moving, they'll teleport to you, they'll be exactly at your position no matter where you were, and it will take them, I don't know why I ran back there, and it will take them, ooh, I'm actually low on health kits. Again, shouldn't necessarily be a problem, especially looking at the amount of health we have left, but it's worth keeping an eye on. I think we should be good though. We'll be close. 5. Okay, no, we'll be fine. No, okay. Gonna go to the slightly less safe strats just so I finish with some spare. And very loud sound effects, and there we are. Bum, 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 bum. That's how it goes, right? Really? I could have sworn it came in there. Okay. Doing on stuff. Wow, that was kind of close. castle building time, ladies and gentlemen. And you know who builds a mean castle? It's your boy. Top 10 fortified castles of all time. Top 10 castles Eminem was afraid to diss. All of those songs were written about me. You know that BuzzFeed quiz? Which castle would you be? None of them as good as this one. That was me. Don't know why the put away auto completes. Not certain about that one. It definitely shouldn't. I always live in hope that it will go up. I know it does, but it never does at the point where I'm whistling. I'll probably have left, yeah. I'll have left by the time it goes. Because I'm sure what you guys really wanted after that cursed trailer video I did a while back was more of me singing. Let's get rid of stuff whilst I can. Okay, that's... I'll go for selling stuff in. I'll get stuff in Nimber Station, I'll then sell stuff in Nimber Station. So, probably not worth it. Now I'll save money. I was getting Quixicles to do the Johnny Thunder missions more quickly, but... oh, no! No, let's be large-brained. Maybe you're wondering, what is Ninja doing? Why is he using a Quixsicle here? And then you may realise what Ninja's doing and why he is looking at some binoculars. And it is, in fact, for the obvious reason, and it's the same reason why I'm not concerned about Quixicles. Interact with the bricks to quick build. Don't know why I felt the need to read that out. Figure you guys probably can, but then again, this is the one section I haven't done 1,000 times, so maybe I'm just enjoying it. Like, this is something I actually do semi-rarely. Ironically, as it happens. Especially given the amount of time I spend over here as well. Obviously possible to go much faster than this, especially that ending, which was scuffed as heck, but doesn't matter because the LU devs didn't know that. That was really fast. Yes, it was. And a lot of time and effort went into making it that fast. Honestly, a lot of time and effort went into making it faster than that, but this is me. I'm not the best at implementing many of the speedrun strategies. What I am good at is, well, I guess finding glitches, but what I was going to say is dedication to spending hours and hours on pointless goals, such as, for instance, a hardcore LEGO Universe challenge. Was there one of those by when was it? I don't remember. Oh, so I swear I need to actually mention the freezing, because I see if it's been happening for other people. I'm pretty certain it's a result of this new server-side ghosting thing. Possibly a result of loads of things spawning in at once, don't know. But definitely is a thing that has been occurring. And it's since around that time, and it seems to be somewhat correlated with times and places. I would expect that to be a problem. This one, if it has any more parts, guess no. Wood rocket, go. No, I should actually do the one part it wants me to use, and before I complete the mission, yes I do. Yeah, I continue standing by my previous statement, which is that I find it somewhat hilarious that Mardolf compliments everyone equally, and I stand by the 50% chance of him saying, actually, no, that was rubbish. Yeah, so those flags are one of the rare spatial indicators you actually get in LU. Tell you where you are. That's exactly the sort of thing I would do and die. And I did that knowing that was exactly the sort of, like, I did it thinking, haha, this is the sort of thing I would do and mess up. And then be really annoyed at myself having done and having messed up. And yet I still did it. I feel that says a lot about our society. Okay, trying to remember where all of the... Ooh. Yeah, you can tell it's freezing when I come into this area. I'm guessing... Actually, this area, it should have frozen... If it were due to server-side ghosting on its own, you'd think it would have frozen a little bit earlier. Wait a second. I put the speed cap on. It gives you less boost than a single one of these, so I'm just going to let that run out. And it didn't affect the run in any way. But concerning, and would be a really stupid way to lose the run just by putting something on and not processing it. I'm going to keep going, obviously, and most likely this run won't make it and won't be a complete success, and if it is, I'll let people debate it in the speedrun community, and we'll stay out of the debate. But that was just really stupid. That was a 10 out of 10 stupid ninja moment. Well, I'm not even taking the coins from this. I am sacrificing that to the otherworldly gods. Did I use the thing more than once? I don't think I did. I don't remember taking the hat off. So it must have just come off when I changed world somehow or something, maybe? I don't know. I guess it would have been faster to come around and preserve momentum, but anyway. Also, just saying, these quests get really hard the further you go in the game. They're just everywhere. Imagination brick broken at the moment. Well, I mean, it was more or less auto-completing for everyone before, so whether or not this counts as broken is another question. Is there a Nexus Force plaque down here somewhere? No, there isn't. Guess the only remaining one's near the race place? Yep, looks like it. Just to save a bit of time, or one of the more boring ones. Yeah, okay, we can see a clear correlation with the game freezing and me walking around there. That's quite fun. You saw me getting slope speed off the underside of that tree. So this is doable, and I know I've done it in the past, but the other day I attempted to and mucked it up, and I haven't managed it since. Which is embarrassing, honestly. There we are. I remember the first time I did that, actually, I was trying to do something entirely different, and did that by accident. But it's a nice trick if you're ever doing, I guess, a no-build challenge. Which I hold my head in shame. I don't remember how far I got with thinking about the no-build challenge. Because I spent a lot of time working on the don't touch the ground. I guess it could also be worth spending time on minimum jumps, actually, if I'm honest. It's the remaining flag. Forbidden Valley Launchpad. That's fine. We'll get that later. Get that when I go to Forbidden Valley. I guess I also could have gone the Gnarled Forest one when I went to Gnarled Forest, but the odds were I'd actually just have forgotten it. And I also mucked up because I didn't remember to sell this stuff and buy gear whilst I was there. It's a time loss, which, as I've mentioned before, time losses don't impact the run itself because... Wow, I'm not paying attention because it's not a speed run. But they do impact all future runs because if I spend a lot of time on a run, the more time I spend on a run and lose it, the more annoyed I'm going to be. And also, just if I'm doing pointless stuff like walking back and forth, the less I'll enjoy it. A little bit more fundamentally. Wait a second, what was this? Nexus Force Barker. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I don't think I've certainly not ever processed it, rather. Right, get a couple of these. Shouldn't need too many of them. There are places in the game where I will get an Imagination Brick in Gnarled Forest. If I decide to go for that, I'll need those. Let's sell both of those. I don't really need to sell them, but more importantly, I don't need them. I can do the Barbecue Blast Hot Dog when I get to Nexus Tower. I probably didn't need to buy that many of those. I probably needed to buy more of these. I might also, given I do need to get given that I do need to get use score, I'm considering Battle of Nimbus Station. Because the rules on those haven't been set yet. Which is the reason why I'm considering not doing it. There's no agreement on whether Battle of Nimbus, whether like you're allowed to do Battle of Nimbus Station and get smashed. Because like obvious, well, I think survival. There's an argument. Okay, so there's an argument definitely to be made for survival that you shouldn't be. Well, there are lots of arguments. You should not be able to grind survival. Because if you can grind survival, you can... Yeah, if you're allowed to die... So, if you play survival, you will die. And that kind of has to be accounted for. And so the way you get around it is say, okay, survival's a minigame. Survival doesn't count if you die. But if you allow people to grind survival, they can easily get all of the Smash 'em all achievements. Or Avant-Guardian, stuff like that, without dying. Without there being any risk of them dying, any risk of them losing the run, which, to me, obviously it's a question for the community, but to me that doesn't feel hugely fair. Or it feels like against the spirit of the run. However, yeah, there's an argument that, okay, you have to die in AGS. Like, it's not not dying isn't an option, really. But there's the other and far more difficult question of what happens. Well, no. I guess it's actually an easier question. You can tell I think more slowly when I'm playing. Unless I muck up and say stuff like that. No, this is now eventually character, isn't it? I think. Fairly certain I deleted my eventually character. But yeah, so the question is Battle Limber Station. That one, it is possible to get to the end of, so it feels like you should have to get to the end of that, given that you can. But you do have to do Battle Limber Station at least 4 times, I think. Which one do we want to go for? It doesn't really make any difference, but Buccaneer was the one where I first discovered the super jump bug. So, where I first discovered it, I guess discovered is the word, isn't it? Oh no! Oh, that was close to being really bad. Need to actually equip them. I nearly just sold it right away, just instinctively. Which I believe the technical term for is no bueno. And sell everything else we don't need. Sorry, shoulder owl. Move these down to the bottom because there's never really going to be a point when I need these. Oh, and also I guess this is one of the things where we are now technically no longer playing something that's live LU accurate. Doesn't really matter for the sake of this challenge, and I'm going to keep going because this will realistically... The majority of people who do these speedrunning challenges, until we get something properly done for... I'm an idiot. Not paying attention. I'm not thinking. I haven't done it in a while. This is a really small thing, but, like, just waste time. Like, always buy one of these. Nexus J asks for one, and that's just bad. Anyway, yeah, so we run through Nexus Tower, we do those achievements, we do all the fetch quests in there. Because, well, we need to do those before we can head to Gnarled Forest of Forbidden Valley. I would very much ideally love to do Gnarled Forest of Forbidden Valley first, given there is no risk in these quests, but can't, so doesn't really make much difference. Are the multiple missions coming up at once they're live accurate? Or like the ability to complete and accept another... It feels like it's not. It feels like I should have to have completed that mission before getting the next one. I remember definitely thinking that was a bug in Gnarled Forest when I first saw it. But some of the Gnarled Forest missions you can't do until you've done the previous one. Most of them you can do before having done the previous mission. I don't think... It doesn't spring to mind something that's right. It would be nice from a speedrunner perspective if, say, you're trying to get to a particular mission and you don't need to do the previous ones. And, yeah. I don't remember what's going on. What goes on with these in here, because I always do these in order, because there's no point to not do them in order. You don't need to hit all of these anyway. So low-key, someone wasting my time. Oh, I really hope I'm not penalised for doing this first, and I can go to... although I'm not penalised for going Venture. And that I can go to the... to Crux Prime. I don't need to do any other pointless missions before I get sent to Crux Prime. Don't remember. Remembering to do this the slightly larger brained way of starting on that side rather than having to run up there to enter it is marginally faster. Didn't really need to bother getting the backpack flag. Probably won't get all the... I'm bad. I'm really bad. You should all be very disappointed in me right now. In fact, I want anyone who's watching this far to let me know how disappointed they are. Doesn't have to be in the comments. DM me your disappointment if you know me on Discord. Did I get that? I really hope I did. Given that I was looking down and didn't actually see. I don't know if... Yeah, okay, you can get up there for Quixicle. I was fairly certain you'd be able to get up there for Quixicle. I just wasn't certain if I could get up there on my own. Turns out I could. And I kind of have to hope no one else will be on the server so I can complete the pipe missions. So it'll be, you require those for the Crux Prime quest chain. And they, at least last time, one of them was bugged, so it would take ages and ages for it to despawn. Apparently it did eventually. I'm not 100% certain if that was because we all left. Don't remember, don't know, have not forgiven. Now the real question, is the fix the faulty wiring quest chain just a huge callback to the faulty wiring Adventure Explorer? Imagine if that just broke. Just like, yeah, GG, you broke the Maelstrom, you win. Roll credits. Or conversely, it broke and Vander's just like, really? I now have to make another one of these? DLU players, impending closed beta wipe. Yes, I'm referencing Nexus Force memes on the channel now, fight me. Couldn't remember if there was a heart flag hidden somewhere around here. I feel like there is. But there was the place I thought it would be if it were anywhere. Don't remember if it's possible to jump in there. It's not possible to jump up there, it's extended invisible physics. Because this is LU, and everything has extended invisible physics. The thing is, I don't know how I feel about stuff like that anymore. Because in the past I've kind of been like, yeah, okay, fine. It's a little bit... I would appreciate it if a game didn't do that. And I would appreciate the time and thought they'd put in to avoiding that. But I would kind of be like, okay, it doesn't hinder my play experience. But now it's kind of like, would really like to avoid that and just go faster. Question, is it faster to go through the centre and save that distance, or is it faster to go around the outside and get the speed boost pads? In this case, assembly doesn't have any speed boost pads, so it's definitely faster. If you're going from what's his name, Duke Exeter to Hellstorm, then it might be, but they are pretty close now. You'd have to go quite a bit of extra distance. Wow, I'm not paying attention to where I'm going, especially given I could have tested that out. The thing that I really hate about OU is the fact that the faction leaders have kid voices. The thing is, I don't think I realised that until significantly later on. Until I was significantly older. So I wonder if I would have disliked it as much as a kid, but I don't actually remember when I first did, and maybe I first did hear it as a kid. I'm always scared because I have a vague memory of having been damaged by something in this as a kid. I haven't been smashed by it. I'm pretty certain I don't get onto anything that deals damage to me within the... Well, okay, I only need to do 25, I forget. So no, I would have been safe, but I'd need to have healed up at any point. Wouldn't have needed to have gone it from one of these, in fairness, I guess. I think the time works out on this. Yeah, it does. I was considering talking to Naomi. Awa? Slightly strange. Awa? Awa? Hello, random bits of physics. I'm so not paying attention to where I am. Must be slightly frustrating to be watching this, given me just turning in random directions. So that's one thing I find interesting. The concept, I think I've talked about this in the past, but probably not for a while, and it was probably on stream if I did, or just to myself. When I say to myself, I mean on a video that I never published. Or at least that's what I want you to think, I mean. No, so I always find backseat... the backseat gaming phenomenon is sometimes interesting, because sometimes I, as someone who doesn't play a particular game, I will still see things that the person playing the game misses. And it'll be like, what? Seriously? How did you... It's really obvious. And it'll be like, how did they not notice that? Like, I'm highly unlikely to be claiming I'm a better player at whatever game it is than they are, because like most people who play games and do videos of it are reasonably good, and I'm not reasonably good at most games. Okay, these two are unbuilt. It's a good start, and they're all unbuilt. Nice. But so it's not like I think I'm better than them, but it's interesting that I would see it and they don't, given they're seeing things that are really not obvious to me. They're seeing the tiniest of details, but they miss something huge. And I think the reason that is, I think it's quite an interesting thing about how humans process data and stuff like that. And I think what it more or less is, it's just that the people playing the game, especially the better they play it, they quite often have some sense of where to look, or even just them moving their character. And moving your character, you tend to focus more on your character. You tend to not focus on like the sides. You tend to not focus on the walls, anything like that. And so you're less likely. You're more likely to be able to put stuff there and be unlikely to see it. What am I doing? I'm going to. And so, whereas when you're watching a video, you don't need to focus as heavily on the like the area around the character. You don't need to focus as heavily on the character's motion. I'm now, because I'm saying this like consciously thinking about my surroundings, but normally I wouldn't. And I suspect normally I might miss things, especially a subtle thing on the surroundings. If I saw a stromling, I'd probably notice it. Okay, I'm assuming this is if we're going to Crux Prime. Doing relatively well on mission progress. I can pick up the imagination brick, actually. I'll do that now to break up the tedium of running from place to place. Oh, and on today's list of things I didn't realise when playing live, I didn't realise for years in the community actually, you can press shift to walk more slowly. Shame. I always go for that. If I do this, I can do it fairly consistently. Oh, hello, backpack flag. I think you need to use something there. Hello, little bit of glitchy camera through the wall action. Hello, sneaky story of Nexus Tower achievement. With that short detour done, we can continue on our merry way. Like I got like 25 use score for like 30. I think I got 30 use score. Like I want the imagination, but surely worth a little bit more. I mean, I guess I get an imagination point, and I guess, I mean, that brick in particular is fairly obvious, but okay. So this is the point where we now do easy missions. Nope, can't do anything there. Do I have any? Always fall for that. Every single time. No, I don't. So, not going to do old mate new. Don't want to do that. That gets me to go to a ton of faction leaders, and I get very bored very, very quickly. Not faction leaders, a ton of vendors. Maybe it will be faster now. I remember the first time doing it, I got bored. Maybe that was just because I knew there was no end, or I didn't know where the end was, and now I know there's an end in sight. Maybe it would feel like it were going quicker. That is always like 10 out of 10 LU comedy. Please enjoy your complimentary toaster. Love it. And St. Alphabet Cove. Yeah, where's the remaining one I haven't got in Number Station? Should do that quickly. Oh, this might be a fun challenge, playing the game with this up. I guess I wouldn't be able to equip anything, which would actually be a blocker for some missions. Because you do need to equip. Well, I was about to say you need to equip consumables for. I was about to say, like, okay, I can play it in hardcore EU mode, which means I don't need to equip weapons, but you still do need to equip weapons, and you still do need consumables for some missions. I wonder what. I guess actually, yeah, it would just be annoying to keep bringing that up because I could press shift and it would go away when the mission dialogue comes up, but I'd have to bring it back up afterwards. I'm fairly certain. That would be more effort than I need to put in. Did I not get the flag around here? No, I did. I don't think the flag's actually around there, is it? Obviously not going to get a good time. It's not really the aim. I'm just aiming to complete this because I think it gives progress towards one mission or another. And now I delete my eventually character. At some point I'm going to need to go through and take back all of the records on these. Oh, I remember the last flag. That was the Bin Valley one. Actually, why? Okay, it doesn't matter. It's just I really should go and do Forbidden Valley before achievement farming. Forbidden Valley and Gnarled Forest. I should do both of those first. Don't know how many of those I need to do for it to be a... Presumably it doesn't count as racing. I really would feel it would have been under play. Where would it be? I could have sworn there were achievements for doing foot races. Odd. Anyway, in other intro news, guess who got his vaccine today? A friend? No. Well, yes, but also me. I finally got my first shot. My friends have had theirs. I missed out on it because I had to cancel my vaccine appointment. Then went away with some friends, and then was under the weather. Fortunately, not with COVID. Last week, and I hadn't had time to rebook it. And last night I was like, okay, I'm rebooking it for the first possible opportunity, and the first possible opportunity was today after work. It's like, oh, all right, that works. And so I did. Wait a second. Did I want to do Pet Cove before this? He says, utterly ignoring that and keeping going. No, it doesn't matter because I can't. Okay, good. I want to have a barbecue chicken wing before I try and get past the ape. Free use score time though. Don't remember if it's 1 or 3. Get 3 and I'll sell other stuff that I don't need. And yeah, this is the point where I realise how sad it is the number of things I have memorised about the game. The fact that I am prepared in advance for a mission I'll probably get in quite a while. This bridge always makes me feel very uncomfortable. Especially that first jump onto it, because I know how slope speed works, and I know the odds of me getting knocked off it. Because I am too used to running on and jumping stuff. It's non-negligible, and it scares me. It's just... no, I don't have enough. I don't. Do I have to be standing still for that? Oh no. No, I do not. Give me more. Nice. That's just saddening. There were more efficient ways I could have done that. That's not one of those missions where I'm not certain how I would ever manage it, like the building. What was it? Sorry, now I'm thinking of multiple other things. I forgot what it was I was thinking of originally. Not like the building a shield in Crux Prime, where I would be concerned. Okay, here. One of my speed boosts. Just to get past that admiral. Don't want to fight that one. There was a speed boost in case there was an ape here. Yeah, I'm not doing your mission. And I'll waste a speed boost because of that. Small waste, but waste nonetheless. Okay, let's... No. Can't be bothered. Yes, it turns out I can be. Because if I build it from back here, the things won't spawn in. Wow. That's why I shouldn't have used those hiccup tablets earlier. Let me finish. Nice. Now I run, get attacked, and I can just freely fight these guys. Which will get me progress towards that achievement. Smash that. I could do these without as well. Like, they aren't that dangerous. Hey, the ghosting's been fixed. Okay, what was the strategy? I think the strategy was wait for them to separate. Then aggro one, not the other. And just deal damage with fists because it's easier and less risky than anything else. Because for anything else, I have to be stunned for a very short period of time. But it's potential they can start attacking me during that stun period. It's a little bit better. It's fine, I'll just draw aggro a little bit further. That was bad. I didn't want to run too far that way and aggro the other one. Well, rip run. Always happens, always happens. What are you attacking? What I didn't want, what I was avoiding, and I guess this is a good thing to just check and test now. Okay. That was what I was avoiding happening, so it was something that actually could happen. So what I didn't want to happen there was I didn't want this guy to lose aggro, or the other guy, or me to get close enough to the other guy that I would aggro him. And in avoiding those eventualities, I died. If we keep going. Keep going was if I gave up for every time I failed. I would never complete this. If I gave up for every time I did something stupid like that, I would also never complete this. It's big brain move. Maybe not as big brained as I thought. Will be in a second. fairly certain they shouldn't be making noise like they're taking damage. Maybe that is live accurate. It seems strange. But then again, lots in LU seem strange sometimes, I guess. So not doing too badly on the money front. About 20,000. Yeah, so that's the risk there that I get caught up in enemies. That's why I normally like to be quick cycling around there, just because it reduces the risk that I'll get caught up in enemies, and not that they'll hit me, but that they'll simply block my way. That was actually kind of close. I meant to delay that jump by like half a second. Okay, I was right, it was 3. Yeah, there's a lot of random trivia I have in my head about LU quests. Obviously, entirely useless in day-to-day life. It's useless on a very, very, very small corner of the internet. Maybe noticed that ate one of my jumps. Well, okay, you might not have noticed. I did, because I was pressing spacebar, but hopefully you guys don't hear the spacebar too loudly. And it also, I'm figuring you probably can hear it, because every video I do is recorded on my laptop mic, and my laptop mic is connected to my keyboard. And I need to turn noise suppression down, because otherwise the laptop built-in noise suppression suppresses the noise of me talking. Because apparently I am just white noised. No comments from all of you lot. So yeah, I'm going to complete the quest chain to get to Crux Prime. I'm going to attempt to grind a daily mission on Crux Prime. And then I'm going to call it a day. Well, I'm going to see what missions are offered. I'm not 100% certain how to cycle through daily missions as well. I believe it's possible. I don't know if you have to reload the area. I don't know if it's live accurate to do so. But I also just need to get better at defeating different enemy types on Crux Prime. Where am I going? Going to Exeter. And coincidentally in LEGO Universe I'm going to Duke Exeter. And that's the noise you get when a ninja's lost her thoughts. It's also the same noise as when a ninja is sneaking up on you. That sounds a lot creepier if you interpret ninja as being my name, as opposed to a generic term for an assassin from around the time of feudal Japan. Anyway, we keep going. Keep going, and I really, really, really want to try to keep this run alive. It's dead, but I don't want to feel like it's dead. I don't want to take stupid risks that I would only take because it's dead, because then I never get practice without taking those stupid risks. Which is a bad idea. So note I'm back down on coins again from when I left. Presumably achievement coins, something like that. Something not counting correctly between client and server. Quite possibly one of them double counting. Well, more likely client and server combined, inspiring to double count. I'm trying to remember whether or not it's possible to spring jump around the Forbidden Valley gate. The second Forbidden Valley gate. I know it's possible with a super jump. And it's possible to do a super jump combo and achieve it. I don't know if it's possible with just spring jumps. Because obviously, the thing you need to wear is, well, something you need to wear. Wait, did I just walk past the guy who... No, that guy only gives you property missions, I think. Want to watch me not die to Forbidden Valley Firefighter this time? I realize this also means I died earlier this time than I did last time. But, fortunately, I died in a little bit of a better place. I died in the very, very obvious place to die in. Which, the admirals, rather than... It's like, I feel my honour is preserved a little bit more dying to an admiral than it is dying to these candles. And so there's much honour to be preserved, but... Do not enjoy the creepy blowing noise. That is genuinely nightmare fuel. How many of these do I need to do? I thought it was 25, but I've done 125. Maybe it's 100. It's a lot easier to do on the other side of the gates. Hey, why don't I just go there and do it there? What could possibly go wrong? It's like a really easy platforming section. I thought there was one down there. Really? Still no firefighter coming up? Okay, maybe it actually is semi... Maybe it is 100, and maybe in that case it is a little bit impractical, because the other things I'm waiting on, it's like 60%, which means I would have done fewer than 60, so if I should them properly. Let's reclaim my honour. Such as it is, I'm so ready to die to this. I did not. I nearly died to that because of that lag spike. Which ironically makes me feel a little bit better. And it gets you a useful item as well. I forgot about that. Probably because I died to it last time. So I didn't really want to finish doing it. Actually, I think I did finish doing it last time, so maybe I just forgot. Or maybe I also commented on this last time, and I forgot that I had commented on it. All of these are entirely plausible, unfortunately. I find it enjoyable that you don't get a mission telling you to get past that gate. I hate how slowly you move without. You get something of a forward boost from that second jump. I don't know why. I don't actually know. I should have to think about the physics behind it, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. Okay, how did I handle this last time? don't want. The reason I'm doing this is because those all deal 1 damage when you wake them up, and I would like to have as much health as possible. And I'm doing this because I don't know if I can get up onto that tree. No, I cannot. I was interested in whether I get up onto that. Seriously? So okay, so the hitboxes on these lanterns and everything here are weird as heck. And it's like the way auto-aim targets them as well. There's some weird stuff that goes on with those. It's very, very janky. Ouch. It's not. Possibly dead. Oh, no. Okay, that was kind of close. I'm sure you're feeling like Ninja, needing to be more careful. This is not the person I've come to know and hate. And be annoyed by his inconsistent upload schedule. It's funny. It's funny because I said the word upload schedule. Oh, that's risky. That's lovely. Can I quickly... Okay, that's kind of cool. I think I did get hit by one of them there. So a little bit riskier than I would have liked from that move. I hope that would damage them. I knew it was going to hit that, but I hoped it would get them as well. I hoped it would actually spend less time in the air because it was going to hit that. But thus far, this has been done for a minimum of drama, which is quite nice. That's nice. Oh, no, that's bad. I should get a sense of how they fight. I don't have that yet. Like, for very, very, very obvious reasons, that'd be a good thing to have a sense of. Back off. I got 2 out of 5 still. Is that 12? 12 damage it takes to kill them? Risky, but fine. Wait, did I actually hit that? They do hit you from quite a distance. Wow, that was bad. Okay, let's... I'm fairly certain I died here last time, so I'm happy to have not done so this time. Well, that was not what I intended on interacting with. But it possibly saved me falling off. So, you know what, I'll take it. So I was a little bit cavalier there. What I should also remember to do is to come up and pick up achievements here. Or pick up missions here first. Because I get a mission to smash 10 Ronin, or maybe 15 Ronin, I think it's 15, from the guy who just passed on my left, I think. Yes, okay. Thank you, cutscene. Yes, there's one here, there's going to be one over there, and there's going to be one even further all the way around there. Or maybe they don't actually specifically show. Oh no, they do. Yeah, no, they do. I thought they were going to cut it off, but I was wrong. No, you just tell me that, I don't care. me when there is something I need to ponder. I will ponder this. I'm pretty certain this isn't the one I'm looking for. Have I even been given a hood yet? Oh, that's before the Fallen Gate. That's fine. They call it the Fallen Gate, yet the gate is still up. Curious. And this is it, yeah. Okay, it was 10. So I could have had that. Ooh, I nearly died there. That was close. The one I'm more confident in a loop with is Cavalry Hill. Or the one that I'm confident I know exactly how they would attack at all times is Cavalry Hill. Because I've spent far more time grinding there. However, probably not a great idea for that to be... Wow. Well, let's just call that a draw. Given we both really mugged up there, didn't we? Okay, so I'm just going to check. Yeah, I figured that wouldn't work, but it was worth trying. 120 seconds is good. I don't know which one of these I want to actually have to hand. I guess it's probably health, because I think I'll probably do this. I think, yeah, the shoot's next. Okay, I can loop this. This works. Loop this. I shouldn't need to heal up that time around. And there we are. One death, Crux Prime. Not what we wanted. Not what we wanted, but the death was kind of in a valid place. So I'm not too disappointed. We also got a bit of a sense for XP, how much XP we need to pick up, what kind of things we need to do. It's always very good to know. Note I'm completely ignoring half flags because some of them are past the second gate. And whilst it is possible for me to get up there, it's expensive and I don't know. I don't know whether or not it would be worth it. The thing is, the part I'm most likely to die to in fighting Butterscorch is not that. It's not the damage from the fire. I could die to the damage from the fire, but more likely I would die from being, well, either knocked off or being hit with not a single fireball but a volley of them, at least 2. And if I'm hit by at least 2 of them, I'm dead anyway. And there's, I guess technically I could barbecue blast hot dog. Not barbecue blast hot dog, barbecue chicken wing. But realistically, I'd need to have it already equipped by the time I was hit by the first one. I don't think I could equip it in between being hit by the first and second one. Or not equip, but use it. And I think I'd be dead by then. Also, if I got hit by 3... I'm almost certainly getting knocked off the edge. Like, I don't see there being a way I wouldn't have been knocked off the edge after doing 3. It's also good to timeline this. Work out roughly how long this takes. And this is some good information to know. So it takes me, playing hardcore LU, about 2 hours to get to Forbidden Valley. Not Forbidden Valley, Crux Prime. I really should have pet coved on the way. But there is potentially some small benefit to this, which is that I can check out which missions I need to do in Pet Cove. see if I need to do all of them. Or potentially I may still not have enough use score by the end of this. I think I probably will, but I don't know. Don't know for a fact. Oh, I'm just going to give a shout out to a user by the name of Mate. You note I pronounced that funnily because I was trying to get across the fact the name is spelled M8R. Fairly certain that's still pronounced Mater. No, it's not Mater. But yes, it also is Mater. For those who are wondering what the heck I'm blathering on about, there are two users in the community named Mater. It is not Mater 06 or equivalent. Would be a better way of phrasing that. Do I actually just... Okay, yeah, you do just need to speed boost across that. Okay. But yeah, had a hugely wholesome interaction last night where I was planning a gift for a friend and was asking question. Was just posted a question off topic. I figured I would get literally no response, asking about sealants and protective coatings for stuff. And Mater came back and gave me a huge, like, almost ninja text wall. Not quite, because obviously none can match the power of the ninja text wall, but pretty long explanation of epoxy, which I hear about a lot, but don't trust myself with because it seems scary and there are two things you put together. Reassuring me that that's not so bad, etc., and just generally being helpful about various things and giving me suggestions. So yeah, huge shout out to you, mate. Thanks. Was not expecting to get any answers whatsoever to that question. Really appreciate the fact that I did. Also, does the fact that I'm on 4 health right now mean that Why am I on 4 health? I must have been one of the statues in Forbidden Valley. I must have walked past one on my way back, on my way somewhere. Gaming spirit there, legend. Yeah, I'm assuming that's what must have happened. I was very confused by the fact that I had 4 health because I was very confused because I was almost certain I would have healed up post the instant where I died, and then remember that I definitely did heal up post the instant where I died because I was fighting Ronins and I'd have been left on either 5, 3, or 1 health post a fight with any of those. And I guess I could have been left on 2 health as well, because I believe a single shot from the Maelstrom Horseman deals 3 damage. One of the hits from the rearing up. Maybe the hits from the rearing up dealt 3, but regardless, because I hadn't used any bananas, I would never have been on full health. And so I was very confused for a second. Because very little does only 1 damage. Past Avant Gardens. Fairly certain Struggling Pirates do more than 1 damage. I think they do 2. Actually, does anything post Avant Gardens? Why did I do that? I don't want to watch this cinematic. Stop. Don't want to watch it. Tilda. Apparently, according to LWO.xml, Tilda was a cutscene skip for devs. Doesn't work, but it's not going to stop me saying it in the forlorn hope that maybe one day it would. I also did press Tilda, but... Did you see those speedrun strats? best speedrun in the game. The pet taming speedrun. It starts when you press shift and finishes when you've tamed the pets. Thank you. I will get at least 305 XP from going to Crux Prime. I'll probably get... Oh God, bad. I'll probably get significantly more. What am I even trying to do? I want to use that one. Thank you for knowing what I need to do, Doco. I appreciate. Because we haven't seen this one before. There we are. I have reclaimed some of my honour. I've reclaimed the honour from 2 of the stupidest deaths I've ever had on a Hardcore EU challenge. Of course, it's kind of hard to reclaim honour when you don't have any honour to begin with. But, okay, so I'm nowhere near to the amount I need. Actually, I might get it from going to Crux Prime. Because I think I'll complete it. Yeah, I'm going to go to Crux Prime. If I don't have level 15, I can always do some stuff to get it whilst I'm in Crux Prime. I know I can run around and fairly quickly get it. So I didn't need to do even as many missions as I had. I'm off about 500 use score, less than that. I'm off 425 use score, and I will get that in 2 missions / achievements for visiting places in Crux Prime, if I remember correctly. I seem to remember visiting places in Crux Prime is 305 as is the mission when you arrive there, and I think as are daily missions as well. I'm less certain about the daily mission stats. Anyway, if your favourite colour happens to be indigo, and you know why I'm saying that, please stop watching now. If that very specific statement doesn't apply to you, then yeah, I've given you... if you do know what I'm talking about, I've given you enough time to leave. If you do not know what I'm talking about... Actually, no, I shouldn't say this, because I wouldn't leave in that scenario. Maybe I would if I were asked very, very, very nicely and told that I would be hurt if the person hadn't left. There we are. Okay, now having had time to leave, yeah, quite interesting. Growing some crystals and just salt crystals. So the actual contents of the crystal aren't particularly interesting, but and there is a test run, because later once actually I want to add a small amount of food colouring. I'm not certain if adding a small amount of food colouring will significantly disrupt the crystal lattice. It feels kind of scary, because it feels like maybe it should disrupt it, but I don't think a small amount of food colouring actually would, as long as the concentration were low enough that the food colouring molecules were outnumbered by the salt molecules significantly, or I guess the volume fraction of the colouring molecules were significantly outnumbered by the salt molecules. Anyway, Rita, interesting thing I found. I'm trying to grow some salt crystals at the moment. I'm just getting seeding crystals right now, but what I'm interested in is the spoon that I use to stir the crystals. So what I was thinking is, right, why am I going to the effort of doing that? I'm doing the standard supersaturated solution. Oh, I was wrong. It's fine, but It's fine, I can do a lap and pick up a lot of use score. So that's not really a problem. Okay, I'm going to say I don't want to do that one. Can I just come back and you'll give me a different one? No. So the aim in Crux Prime, okay, we want barbecue chicken wings, and we want level 15, but we also want snack packs. I should have been given at least one achievement by now for discovering places. Why have I not been? Should have been given 2 by now. Do I actually have to fall down? No, okay. That's definitely bugged. But there we are, that's 305. Yeah, seriously, Crux Prime is free use score. This is not ideal, but as long as I keep running. That jump was close. I panicked slightly and didn't take the optimal line, but still closer than I would have liked. Mostly oh no. I don't really want to get too close here, because there are many things that will kill me very, very easily. Actually, if I avoid aggroing engineers, I'm more or less safe. But fortunately I didn't need to. And now we'll head back between the Skiller and Charybdis that make up Rue Morgue and that dragon. I don't know which I'd actually prefer to fighting me. I think as long as I do this, I'll be safe from both. I might aggro one, but it won't hit me. The scarier thing with making that jump was not the fact that I might fall down, it was the fact that I just clipped the edge. Falling down would have been fine, just clipping the edge is bad because it loses your speed, and there was a non-zero risk I'd be hit. Hate that. Hate that so much. Genuinely, deep visceral anger unlocked. Okay, so let's look at items and start selling things. And go for a Butterscorch fight. I think what may have caused a lag spike on the previous Butterscorch was someone joining the server whilst I was there, and there is nothing I can do to prevent that. It'd be a little bit mean if there was something I could do, and I did. Healing bananas I'll keep on me. Treasure finder map I don't need, won't need. Quixicles might be useful for getting there, won't use afterwards. Imagination I won't need. Might need afterwards, I guess, but I really, really don't care what happens afterwards. If I manage to beat Butterscorch, that's amazing. If I don't manage to beat Butterscorch, I'm ending this because there's no real point to keep going. Like the idea of this, like if I can manage to beat Butterscorch, that's brilliant. But I'm not expecting this will be the day. Maybe if I expected this would be the day, it would be. You ever think about that? I shouldn't need that many. Actually, I shouldn't need any barbecue blast hot dogs for fighting Butterscorch. Because, again, if it gets to that stage, I'm probably already dead. Maybe I could incorporate eating a barbecue blast hot dog whenever something goes wrong. Or whenever something deviates from the standard series of plays. I'm just saying barbecue blast hot dog now. I've entirely forgotten that's not the right word. Alright. been a little while. I'll do a few trial runs to warm up, and I'll probably stop talking because talking makes me significantly more likely to screw this up. Then again, not talking makes me significantly more likely to be distracted, which makes me significantly more likely to screw this up. And expressing my utter terror leads to fewer repressed emotions, which leads to a happier ninja. Don't repress your emotions, kids. I'm most likely expecting to... Well, no, okay. It's been a little while, so I could die to something else, but I'm reasonably expecting to die to lag or something. I remember, if I can make this fight alone, that will be a milestone. I might have already died on this hardcore LU run, but no one has ever, at least post DLU, and I strongly suspect ever in live, beaten Butterscorch with fists alone. Let alone fists alone and no armour or anything. I guess that still comes down under fists alone. Oof. Lag spike there scared me. I knew I wouldn't be killed by it, but doesn't mean it doesn't scare you, because just because I wasn't smashed by that lag spike doesn't mean I might not be by the next one. No slow strats. I thought maybe I hadn't gone close enough. Actually, I didn't. I didn't hit the point I normally aim for, but I was still close. Oh god, I don't like that that's lagging. That really concerns me, because there isn't the margin. I've got a lot of damage left to go, and I've already had 2 lag hits. It only takes 1 lag hit to smash you. Me when it is a child's game and I cannot use the word kill. It only takes 2 hits to kill you. Look at me being not made for kids. In fairness, I normally think, like, I don't swear on anything, but the converse is that this content really isn't made for kids. A kid's really interested in watching a 20-year-old guy do a loop of this 100 times. Actually, more than 100. 130 if I had to guess. I'm obviously not going to get the calculator up right now. Yeah, it should be 130, 133. It might actually only be 100, because I think Butterscorch may be dealing 2 damage to herself every time she jumps. Which would make it exactly 100 loops, because I do 6 damage every loop. If she does 2 damage, that obviously comes up to 8 damage a loop. Butterscorch has 800 health. This also assumes nothing like this happens. Oh, that's scary. Yeah, okay. And that's why I need to institute the rule of barbecue blast hot dog when anything goes wrong. because that's a good rule to have. Well, yeah, so actually I should clarify a little bit. The most likely thing to go wrong is me accidentally triggering slow strats, and not only accidentally triggering slow strats, but not making it far enough over to safely avoid those shots there. Which obviously you saw I didn't. I had just started running away from the dragon when the shot started firing, and I want to be already be a short distance away from the dragon and running sideways when those shots start going. Anyway, with that, thank you all very much for watching. I've been Ninja Warlock. As always, this has been played on DLU. There is also a little secret I'll let you into, which is I'm also Ninja of LU, because it feels odd saying I'm Ninja Warlock. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you around. Oh, and as always, I realise I don't say this as consistently on Ninja Warlock, because I don't develop channels in the description here as consistently, because honestly, I forgot where the defaults page is on YouTube. But yeah, as always, it's the developers who make this possible, and we have an amazing community of developers here. Also, on top of that, developer streams. I've decided to keep them on Ninja Warlock because I thought Ninja of LU would get more views. Turns out it didn't. I thought, it's not just for selfish reasons more views, but it makes it a lot more fun for us if there are more people turning up to the streams. With that said, I've been Ninja of LU /Ninja Warlock, and I will see you around. Bye.